Alan, what's the grape in Sancerre Rouge? Okay, we need an answer.
Cab Franc.
It was interesting that every time somebody would come out from the challenge, we would cluster together in a small group and we would go through the answers that maybe tripped them up. And there was a few that seemed to get everybody, but one that we discussed and Taylor was wrong on as well was the Sancerre Rouge. What's the grape in Sancerre Rouge?
The ones that kind of caught them up was what's the red grape from Sancerre?
Cabernet Franc.
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir, really?
So I said
I would have gotten.
I don't know.
Everyone else went for Cabernet Franc, and I said, no, it's Pinot Noir. I wasn't questioned. Nobody even second guessed me, and I thought, well, that's a good indicator that I've got them mentally beat.
What are the 3 traditional grape varieties used to make a cava?
I'm probably going to, I can see the words written, but to say them, I'm probably not going to do them any justice.
Just give it a shot.
Pareda, Zarello, and it's there.
Tick.
It's going.
Tick.
Okay.
It's from Penedès, I can tell you that.
We didn't ask.
Sorry. I regretted some of my responses because after I had stepped away from it and had a minute to actually gather my thoughts, I knew the answer to the question, and so there was a bit of frustration.
What is the difference between a Premier Cru from Bordeaux and a Premier Cru from Burgundy?
Premier Cru in Bordeaux is second tier. Grand Cru Classé is actually first, and the region of Burgundy, Premier Cru is the first level of classification.
With the challenge past the halfway mark, anticipation is starting to take a toll on the remaining contestants. Some of them are starting to second-guess themselves.
I'm nervous because maybe they'll ask a dozen questions that I don't know. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm still nervous. It's gonna be a long road home if it doesn't happen for me today.
What is the term for adding sugar to wine during fermentation?
What is a Trockenbeerenauslese?
Pinotage. It's a crossing of 2 grape varieties. Which 2?
Is it legal to add water to wine during fermentation?
What's the key difference between the French AOC system and the American AVA system?
What was the first approved American viticultural area in Napa Valley?
What is green harvest and why is it done?
What's the term for adding sugar to wine during fermentation?
James.
Yes, sir.
Feeling good?
Feeling very good, very confident. I'm a little nervous, but...
Well, we'll see how that confidence ends up after these questions, okay?
I haven't really lost anything yet. It's just my time.
What's the key difference in how port and sherry are fortified?
What 2 major red grape varietals are permitted in wines coming from the Burgundy region of France?
Pinot Noir and Gamay. I didn't regret one single answer. If you don't know the answer, admit to it. Just admit to it.
Sancerre Rouge. What grape is it?
Grape and Sancerre Rouge. Sancerre Rouge. I have a lot of Sauvignon Blanc on my list, Sancerre, but honestly, I didn't have Sancerre Rouge. Sancerre Rouge. No idea. I didn't know. Couldn't answer. I didn't answer because I don't know the answer.
What's the difference between a corked wine and a cooked wine?
Leaving it in your car too long. Certainly, it's happened more than
You
once.
leave wine in your car?
I was surprised by the results of the Crossfire Challenge. I mean, we were talking about it afterwards as a group, and we were going through some of the questions that I think stumped everyone. So you got a sense of what other people were stumped on.
Yeah, they get you easy and they just hit you with it. Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
I was surprised because Dan, for me, has always been kind of like my the biggest competitor. But I think in terms of his overall wine knowledge, I think it's a little bit lacking, which was something that suddenly it was like a chink in the armor. And I was like, okay.
Stephanie, what do we think?
Ooh, didn't know what she was talking about.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I think we're in agreement on that. What about Alan?
Alan's very strong.
Surprised me.
When I think about structure, I'm thinking of mouthfeel, viscosity, the weight, the body.
Strong, good amount of knowledge. Didn't hesitate with answers, usually.
They didn't think my true false joke was funny at all.
He knew his grapes.
Pinot Noir and Cinsault.
He knew things that some of our trick questions that we had in there to trip these guys up, he nailed. So
Lauren.
darn.
So
I was really surprised. She has her books. She's been booking. She knows what she's doing. She's been paying attention and she's been learning. What's noble rot?
A fungus that gets into the grapes and it actually causes the grapes to raisin.
Erin.
This is a tough one.
yeah.
It's tough. There was a lot she didn't know, but then she would surprise me with some of the facts that she had.
Like the cava grapes,
Yeah.
Right.
which
Yeah.
the strongest contenders did not know.
Chorelo, Macabeo, and
Nice pronunciation on those grapes.
And she did
Surprising.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall,
that last one's gonna kill me.
Not strong.
yeah.
Not so strong. Hard to say, but
Yeah.
not so strong. Who else?
All right, we have Dan.
Again, not so strong.
Of the Loire Valley, the other two I don't call.
He comes across really well.
Green Harvest is done for typically white varietals are looking for good acidity. So they will harvest early to gather acidity, tank that, and then blend it into a wine that's lacking acid.
I think that Erin and Dan are neck and neck. I really do.
Okay,
Who's next?
Viral.
Ouch. Oh, painful.
It's too bad. He's
Very painful.
What's the difference between a premier cru from Bordeaux and a premier cru from Burgundy?
Can't answer that either.
He did a great job last night at the wine bar. I thought he was really personable. He's very, very passionate about the subject, but yeah.
And then batting last, James.
Strong knowledge.
But there were some glaring mistakes in what he had to say.
I want to say Green Harvest is organically driven.
But again, he has, just like his brother, he has that confidence, that air of, I know the answer, so here it is.
It's a Cabernet Sangiovese blend. 20% Cabernet, 80% Sangiovese, Tuscan, Tignanello. It's the Ferrari of Italian wines.
But he did score pretty well.
I thought he started strong and ended relatively weak, but overall it was probably a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
Do we have we decided?
I feel like we have.
I think we know who's going to
Goes lower and lower. I think we do too.
It's time to deliver the news.
I thought I did exceptionally well, but who's to say? You may get bumped this week and that'd be it.
Yeah, Macabeo is irrelevant.
This is where it all boils down to who's staying, who's going to go, and it's anybody's game.
We'll start by sharing the results of your test.
Lauren, Alan, James, the three of you answered the most questions correctly. Congratulations. Erin and Dan, you're actually tied with the second highest number of correct answers. Stephanie and Viral, unfortunately you had the least number of correct answers of the group.
But our decision is based only partly on these results. Last night, you all proved that you have the ability to sell wine. Unfortunately, though, for some, you're more talk than actual knowledge.
We were confident that Ross and Taylor know a great deal about wine. The purpose of the last part of the challenge was really to see how much the rest of you knew about wine, and that was the point of the questions.
Stephanie, Farrell, and Aaron, your journeys have ended. It's time to leave the cave.
I'm feeling happy with myself for making it this far in the competition, and I've had a great time. Amazing people that I've met, and I think these relationships will grow and just get better over time.
I left kind of with my head up. I answered as many questions right as Dan did, and that to me is like, all right. So yeah, that made me happy.
There are some people that are truly more knowledgeable than I was, but that's what competition is all about. It's discovering strengths and weaknesses and separating those who are stronger. So I'm thankful for that opportunity.